godmother's teaching me about baking. Generic, unique, that every loaf is different in its own rise.
Hello, Vittorio. Our yeast is coming quite along. It's like Dr. Emoto when he says what you say to your yeast determines how your loaf or your dough will turn out. Because they're living organisms. Yeast is alive and conscious. I like to talk and sing to my yeast while I'm baking as a living consciousness. Then I'm part Native American, and we refer to other life forms as plant people or animal people. And so for this particular batch of yeast, for your pizza dough, I am doing an ode to yeast itself through Maya D'Angelo. I grew up in the Deep South. I learned to bake in the Deep South, which is hard because it has its issues with humidity and heat. But we're at 3,500 feet elevation, perfect for baking. And so I've decided to teach you what my grandmother taught me. And so I give my ode to this yeast in honor of Dr. Emoto, that sound creates form, and I will read Maya's poem, Still I Rise, with my southern voice from my childhood. Still I rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me into the very dirt, but still like dust I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with a certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Do you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders fallen down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awfully hard, 'cause I laugh like I got gold mines digging in my backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide, leaving behind nights of terror and fear. I rise into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. And that is my compassion for yeast. Fearful, the baker will punch it down, and make it rise again and again to meet its standards. And yet the yeast, if you can continue to feed it, will rise to the occasion. Just like you. And that is the secret of baking.